All right, hey, welcome back. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. Plant and garden expert Craig Hignight is joining us live to answer all of your burning questions. Craig, first of all, thank you so much for being here with us.
Glad to be here.
And second of all, I'm going to start with my own personal question.
Sure.
So my mom gifted me 2 mums. They're like pretty big and they're pretty full. Is there any way I can overwater them? Do I have to worry about overwatering them? And how much sun should they stay in?
Well, they could, when they're in bloom, have they got good color on them?
Yeah, they do. They're beautiful.
When they're in bloom, you can go ahead and put them anywhere. They don't need the sun to go ahead and continue to develop. As far as watering, I like to go by the weight of the pot. A fully watered mum weighs a ton. As it starts to dry out, it lightens up. And believe me, if your mums are nice and full, you can't even get in there to see the soil. So go by the weight.
Okay.
Interesting.
Right. Thanks, Craig.
Lisa was wondering, should she cut back her wild rose bushes now?
Roses, it's a little early. We aren't going to cut roses until we get out into December. I've actually seen roses bloom very well in November. So wait until about December. That gives all the voles and field mice a place to find a home for the winter so that they aren't attacking your roses, because you should be mounting them up when you cut them back to protect them from the dry winter winds.
Okay. Tim wants to know, can I dig shoots coming from my lilacs and transplant them to a different location?
Do a little investigative digging first. Make sure that those shoots actually have some roots on them, and then go ahead and move them next spring. Right now, we're not going to have enough time to get much root development before the season shuts down this year, but mark them now and move them next spring. You might go ahead and just tie a little ribbon on them so you know which ones you're going after next spring.
Mary wants to know, where and when can she plant bluebells?
Bluebells are normally planted in the spring. I have to admit, there are never a lot of them available. And as soon as the ground is workable in the spring is the time to get bluebells in the ground. And they like a little bit of shade. I had a great bed of them under a tree out along the edge of the ravine at my house, and they were doing just beautifully in partial shade.
Jenny wants to know, she kept her flowering maple alive last winter and it did well, plans to keep it again this winter. Should she trim it before bringing it in?
Actually, I'd wait. If it's blooming well, it is going to go ahead and continue to bloom, usually until about the first of the year. So I suggest holding off the pruning until about March 1st. That way you've got enough time to get new buds coming up, ready to bloom, before you put it back outside next year.
All right, well, if we didn't get to your question yet, stick around because we're answering more right after the break. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back here to GMQC at 11. We got Craig here with us. Again, if you want to try and get your questions in, get them on to our Facebook page. And our next one is from Joe. The apples fell off his tree, all fell off a few weeks ago, actually. Why do you think that is?
It could be because of the lack of rain that we've had. A lot of plants are shedding fruit and leaves early this year. They're just trying to conserve moisture. I'm not a grass waterer, but trees and shrubs, it's been dry enough that we should have been investing some water in the greenery in our yard other than grass.
Judy wants to know, how much should burning bushes be trimmed and when?
Okay, we're going to hold off on pruning on burning bushes right now. If we do get that long, warm fall that we're looking forward to, you might get new growth that isn't going to make it through the winter. So wait until the ground cools down, at least until the first of the year. And you asked how much? If you're going to do a major pruning on this burning bush, never take off more than 1/3 of the height in any one year. And if you're pruning hard like that, do it way before spring gets here. Maybe in February, so that those buds have a chance to open up, wake up, and grow next spring.
Lucy's beautiful, very old honey locust had webworms this year. Does she need to treat the tree so it doesn't happen again? She doesn't want to lose her.
You know, it's funny. Webworms can come and go. The thing is that if you need to treat, which I would wait until next year now, the season is about over, you will go ahead and take a stick or something and break open the web, and then you spray Captain Jack's dead bug juice on the tree, and it will take webworms down instantly.
Sandy says, my dogwood bushes have become diseased. There are brown spots all over the leaves. Some leaves are completely dead. She says that she sprayed them with 7 3-in-1. Should she try something different, and will they survive for next season?
They're going to survive. This time of the year, I don't expect any plant to actually be pristine as far as the foliage is concerned. People have been bringing in all kinds of leaves with spots and whatever. It's just natural. The plant is on the verge of shutting down for the season. You did the right thing. You did use a 3-in-1 that probably had both a fungicide and insecticide. The important thing is, when you clean up this fall, that area should be immaculate. Not a single leaf, dead flower, dead branch. You don't want the disease sitting on the ground waiting to reinfect the tree next year.
David was wondering, is it okay to mulch leaves even though we have had a lack of rain?
Oh, if you're mulching, go ahead and do it. It keeps you from having to put them in the landfill. Just remember, if you're mulching leaves or using a mulcher on just your grass, if you're getting windrows as you're mowing, go ahead and break them up. Those windrows can actually smother the grass that's under them. You want them scattered as broadly as possible across the yard.
All right, well, if we didn't get to your question, that's okay. Hold on to it for next week. I know, we're all done. But it's okay. We'll get to your questions next week, so keep them stored away in your brain. But thanks so much for joining us here. And Craig, thank you so much for joining us here. We'll be right back with more GMQC after the break.